Good morning. This is the pre-market report of 17th March 2020. Now, when you come to yesterday's market, first of all, we had seen that I was saying that resistance will prove to be tough to break. Now, we are going to break that resistance today naturally. It's looking like a strong gap up there for Bank Nifty and Nifty. But now the question is whether it will come back to test the gap. However, before we go to the charts, let's look at the international news cycle. Overnight, the Fed increased the rates, and this most likely the next rate increase is going to be in May. However, I believe the Fed's event has come a non-event for the world's whole market, as this Fed song has been getting sung from, I'll say, about 2 months. So everything of what the Fed was already factored in. What, according to me, has spurted the rally in global markets is China, because China's Xi Jinping has, in his own Chinese markets, is doing frantic stock buying. For example, yesterday the Chinese State Council, they pledged to keep the capital market stable. They vow to support overseas stock listings of theirs. They have agreed to talk with US to list more ADRs of theirs, and they promise to handle the risk for their property developers and clarify that the regulation of big tech in China will end soon. So now that is very positive for Chinese markets and global markets, because a lot of let's say what we have been having in the past, that Chinese big property maker defaulting on debt or something, all that is going to become less of a risk, and the tech companies are going to get a gentler touch by the Chinese government. So that, according to me, is what is spurting the rally across the world right now. Crude is basically down only 0.22% to 95.06. There's not much of a change. Now let's look at the Nifty and Bank Nifty. Now when we come to the Nifty, on a positional basis, I had said yesterday that basically, since I was holding calls even in the pre-market, that the gap up, and we will basically hit the 17,000 mark. We did do that, and in the bank, so we have come to Bank Nifty here. Now the Nifty is going to go and try to hit the 200-day moving average today, as what is looking at the pre-open. Now that is naturally highlighted, as you can see, the 20-day 50 and 50 are crossing over, and also the indicator which I usually use to gauge this yesterday had crossed over on the daily chart. So now basically we have to see whether it will face rejection here or not. And the next is the Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, same scenario. It's going to try to test the 50-day moving average today in the pre-open and a bit after. So let's see how it fails. But let's go to the intraday, because that is what the bread and butter. Now, when we come to the intraday, the Nifty is still hanging around the change of polarity line I've been singing about from the time I started the videos. So now when we have a rise, we'll have to see how far it goes, and that's all. Since today is expiry, it all depends on how much pressure the call writers are going to be able to withstand. For example, the ones at 17,000 is a lot of call writing. If those guys run away, then there's going to be aggressive short covering, because there are a lot of call writers who are stuck. If basically they're not able to withstand the early morning pressure, then there's going to be huge short covering. If they're able to withstand the early morning pressure, then we will calm down during the day and start basically sloping downwards, not towards negative, but from the high will start coming down. For example, on my call writing side is 17,200 to 17,400. That's why all my strikes are. So that zone I'm pretty sure will be able to handle all the pressure up till the end of the day. But the 17,000 call writers, they're really stuck as of now. Now coming to the Bank Nifty, the 50-day also crossed the 200-day moving average. And yesterday, after the gap up, it was pretty much a straight line in the Bank Nifty because it didn't really go anywhere. Now let's look at the intraday levels. One second, let me turn off this. I've zoomed into the intraday levels today in a big way because people are complaining that it is not easy to see. And now the Bank Nifty, the Nifty is going to be gapping up to these two zones, so either between 17,130 and 17,196, or between 17,196 and 17,220. I know SGX is indicating 17,283, but I believe it will cool down to this zone. So the next resistance after that is 17,312. By chance, if we were to break 17,312, then we go to the next con zone on my other charts. Yes, by chance, if we were to break 17,312, then the next zone you can watch for chance to basically you can take 17,312. The next zone is 17,408, which would be a resistance zone for the Nifty. However, I don't believe we'll push it that far. It just isn't seeming possible. Now this the support 16,957, 16,890, 16,798 and 16,660. Now when we come to the Bank Nifty side of resistance, it is I believe we're going to open around this 36,240. Why I'm highlighting 36,240 is that is another major hurdle for the Bank Nifty. Okay, in the gap up it has managed to clear this one, but this is the next one, which is a monster for the index. So now we'll have to see whether it can break that easily. Basically, and then this one is also rather strong for the Bank Nifty. So basically these two are going to be the challenge towards the Bank Nifty today. If it manages to clear these two, then it's going to change the whole pattern in the daily charts and everything. And everyone who says that this is a bull market, this is a bear market, all the theories will go into a toss at that point. So yes, so it all depends on that. Now how will I trade today? If we have a rise, I usually never watch the option chain, but today I'll watch the option chain only for one reason, to see how the 17,000 call writers are faring. If they start running, then we're going to head towards 17,312 and 17,408. If they're able to withstand the pressure for the first 1 hour, then I believe we'll start sloping downwards towards yesterday's high. And let's say for the Bank Nifty, how I will trade it is basically, if there's no short covering in the Nifty or in the Bank Nifty, then we'll head back towards this 35,730 to 35,850, which will come the new support. But today is going to be a bit of a tricky day for both sides, as it's purely on short covering or for non-short covering, basically. Thank you for watching, and do like and subscribe
It's
the channel.